2, 1. Okay, so now that we've talked a bit about the types of jobs engineers can have, we're going to look at some practical applications of engineering and the principles engineers use in their everyday life. So here's an example. You're the project manager for designing a new composting site for the city of Winnipeg. A principle of engineering you would use in this job is management. So my question to you all is, how do you use management to make sure that this job is completed and that the city of Winnipeg gets a new composting site? So I'm going to need 4 volunteers from the crowd. Okay? Perfect! Thank you. So I'm going to play the role of the project manager. Okay? I will be an engineer and I will be in charge of this project. Amanda here is going to play the role of the mechanical engineering lead. So Amanda knows a lot about piping systems and flow of fluid and whatnot. So she's going to be in charge of designing the pipes for the composting site. Sean here is going to be our civil engineering lead. So Sean is very knowledgeable in structural design. So he designs buildings and his team will be the ones constructing the actual building site for the composting site. Eva is going to be the environmental engineering lead. So Eva is knowledgeable in the process of waste breakdown in composting, and she will be in charge of her team that's going to design this process at the composting site. And then last but not least, we have Franco, and Franco's going to be the client. So the client will be the city of Winnipeg in this case, and they'll be the ones who actually want the composting site to be built so that they can use it. So to use management as an engineer in this example, what you're going to do is, as a project manager, I'm going to work with Amanda, the mechanical engineering lead. I'm going to ask her how her team is coming along, if there's any issues with the piping system, and if we're going to meet the deadlines that we've set of the project. I'm then going to work with Sean, and I'm going to ask him how the civil engineering team is doing. I'm going to ask him if there's any issues with designing the actual building, if everything looks structurally sound, is it going to collapse, and I'm going to make sure we're on track to reach our deadlines. Then I'm going to talk with Eva on behalf of her environmental engineering team. And I'm going to ask Eva how the waste process is looking like, if there's anything that we're missing or if there's any parts we need to order, and make sure that all the deadlines are being met there. After I communicate with Eva, Amanda, and Sean, the environmental, mechanical, and civil engineering leads, I'm going to then talk to the client, Franco, the city of Winnipeg, and I'm going to let them know that yes, our project is on track, or if not, our project's on track, why, and what the deadline is going to look like, if we're going to meet it, what are some delays we're having, and any issues. But as an engineer, I'm going to maintain open communication with all these 4 people to make sure that the project and that the city of Winnipeg receives its new composting site at a well-set deadline. Okay, does anyone have any questions on management and engineering? Okay, perfect. Thank you all for helping me out. You can all go sit down now and we can continue the presentation. Okay, all right.